welcome to Making Meals with Mika. Before I share what we're cooking today, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead, subscribe, and then go ahead, like this video, okay? Go ahead, I'll wait. All right, so today we are making a quinoa bowl. Listen, winter is over, spring is here. It's time to get your body back. You know, you gotta get bang, bang, gotta get back together. So no more heavy meals. We are cooking healthy. So this is everything you need to make the quinoa bowls. Now, when I go on my low carb kick, I try to reduce my, my carbohydrates and my complex carbs, I love to use quinoa. Quinoa is a very underrated grain. So let's go with the ingredients that you're gonna need. So this is 1 cup of washed organic tri-colored quinoa. I know that was a lot. Listen, quinoa comes in so many different colors, but I love the tri-color. I like the texture of this. So 1 cup of quinoa, okay? You're also going to use whatever vegetables you want. One of my favorite veggies is zucchini. So this is one large, this zucchini was huge. So this is 1 large zucchini. You can use 2 if you like to, but this was plenty. This is about 2 cups of kale. I might add a little bit more in the end because, you know, you start with this much and then when you cook it down, it'll be this much. So this is 2 cups of kale. I have 1 large onion chopped coarsely. This is not diced because I want the texture of this onion, okay? I have 1 chicken breast. Now this is for only 2 people. So if you're going to be cooking for more people, of course, you know, put more chicken in here or any protein that you like. You want to use tofu, use tofu. You can totally turn this into like a vegetarian / vegan dish. You just substitute some ingredients. But this is 1 organic free range chicken breast. I have a couple of cloves of garlic chopped, and then I have my homemade chimichurri. Oh, this is delicious. This chimichurri has parsley, olive oil, fresh lemon juice, garlic. If you didn't see my video on how to make this, tune into my video. It's the one where I was cooking steaks. I'll put the link in here so you can see how to make this homemade chimichurri. It's delicious. And then you're gonna have 2 cups of chicken broth, okay, to cook the quinoa in. Salt, pepper, a little bit of red pepper flakes, that's it. So these are all the ingredients. Let's get ready to make this meal with Mika. Let's get started with the quinoa. Now the reason why most people don't like the taste of quinoa is because they don't properly cook it and flavor it. So you're gonna start with a pot. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of extra virgin olive oil in there, okay? Turn it up just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I am going to add my couple of cloves of garlic. All right, you hear that sizzle? So I'm just going to stir that around. You don't need to cook this garlic for very long because garlic burns very, very easily. All right. This is going to add flavor to that quinoa. So you're going to stir that around just a little bit. All right. Then, and if I wasn't putting any other vegetables in here or using onions in the main course, I would also chop up some onions to put in here because it flavors the kale. But I'm not going to do that because onions are going to be cooked with the other vegetables. Now, after that has been cooking for about what? A minute, you're gonna add your quinoa. Okay? Add all of it. Stir that around. Then you're going to add your 2 cups of chicken stock. Now, quinoa has the same ratios as rice. It's 2 to 1. So this is 1 cup of quinoa and I put in 2 cups of chicken broth. I am going to let that come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I am going to turn it all the way down and let it simmer for about 30 minutes and we'll have a nice, beautiful pot of quinoa. While this is cooking, let's get started on the rest of the dish. While the quinoa is cooking, we're going to get started on the chicken. My pan is preheated. I'm going to add just a little bit of oil to this pan. I know y'all see my wine glass right here. Don't worry about what's in this glass, okay? Don't worry about it. Focus on the pan. Just focus on the pan. So, we are going to cook our chicken. Ooh, you hear that sizzle? That's what you want to hear. Now, we're going to cook this chicken until it's all the way cooked. It's going to take maybe 4 to 5 minutes. We are going to add a nice helping of our sea salt. We're going to add some pepper. Really, really simple flavors, okay? Really, really simple flavors. And then I always love a little heat. Just a little heat, just a little bit. A little crushed red pepper. Turn it up a notch. Now we're just going to let this do its thing and let it cook. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. It smells so good already. I just love when all the aromas are coming through. So we're just going to toss that around like that there. You know, chicken breast does not take a long time to cook. You do not want to overcook your chicken breast because then it becomes dry. Man, I can't stand no dry chicken. Do you hear me? Dry chicken is not delicious, okay? It is not delicious. So we got to do whatever we need to do to make sure this chicken stays moist. That means you don't overcook it. That means you got to constantly watch your food and you got to constantly stir it. Okay, you're going to go ahead and stir it. Now, before it gets all the way done, I'm going to turn it down. I'm only going to add about half of this chimichurri. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Woo-wee. You cannot tell me that was not sexy. Boy. Ooh. Look at that. Now we're going to let that just go ahead and marinate in that good chimichurri sauce and cook. And we're going to cook this for an additional couple minutes, and then we're actually going to take the chicken out and start on our veggies. But look at that. You can't tell me that don't look delicious already. You just want to put your fork in there right now, right? Nope, it ain't done. Can't eat it yet. Let's let this do its thing. All right, this is what it should look like when your chicken is done. You see the sauce has turned from a light green to a dark green. The chicken is fully cooked. So we're going to remove it from the heat. I'm going to just turn the heat down just a little bit. And I'm going to put this in another bowl. Okay? I'm going to take it out, put it in the bowl. I'm not going to leave it on the heat. All right? Then I am going to just cover the bowl with some foil. If you want to put this in a Tupperware bowl, you can. You just want this to be sitting and let it continue to stay warm. Put it in the bowl. Okay? Now that same skillet. You don't have to wash it out. We want all those juices. Okay? We want those juices. Now it's time to cook the vegetables. Now this is a very important part because vegetables cook at different times. So, now, we used oil for the chicken. Our chimichurri has oil. That's enough oil. We're going to put a little bit of butter in here. Okay, about 2 tablespoons of butter. All right. Now, between my kale, my onions, and my zucchini, my kale and onions are going to take the longest time to cook. So I like to start with my onions. I'm going to put those in there. Okay. And we're going to let this get all of that goodness. Turn your heat up a little bit higher. All right. And see, so these onions are being coated in the leftover flavors that was from that good chicken. Our chicken is here. The onions are cooking. And they smell amazing. Now, as you can see, I cut these in bigger pieces. That's because I want to actually taste and bite into these onions when I eat them. You understand? I don't want diced onions. I want a whole piece of onion. Now, it's time to add the kale. Now, I told you this is about 2 cups. You might want to add a little bit more because we all know if you've ever cooked with kale before, it starts off, oop, I lost one, see? And then you lose it. It starts off as 2 cups, and then it turns into nothing. So let me add a little bit more. I got backup kale. Sure do. I'm going to add a little bit more kale to that. There we go. We're just going to let these get familiar with one another. It smells so delicious in here, I'm telling you. So the quinoa that's cooking in the chicken stock, it has an aroma. And then, you know, the chicken that cooked with these chimichurri, it has an aroma. And now we got the onions with the butter and the kale, it has an aroma. And it all smells quite delicious. Now, I'm not going to season this just yet. I want to season it, but I'm not, because I don't want to over season it, okay? Now, the onions and the kale, they take, you know, a little bit longer time. Why do I keep dropping my kale? Why does my kale keep coming out the pan? So listen, and I cook all the time, guys, and I'm making the kales coming out the pan. So if your kale spills out the pan, it's all right. You see my kale that spilled out the pan 50-11 times. All right, it's looking good. Looking good. And it's smelling good. All right, I'm not going to put the camera on me because I want y'all just to see the pan. But I'm having a good time over here. Time to take another sip of this good wine. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Yeah, I'm about to. Can y'all see me? I'm about to sip. So you guys see how beautiful this is? This is gorgeous. Now when we put this quinoa bowl together, we're going to layer it. That's why I'm cooking everything separate. Alright. So, I don't like my kale to be too mushy. Kale has a bite to it. Zucchini only takes about 7 minutes to cook. So I think we're making good time. Now it's time to add the zucchini. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now you cannot tell me this does not look delicious. Now you don't have to add any other oil, butter, or anything because zucchini has a high water content. So it's not going to stick because it's going to start releasing its juices. Now look at that big skillet full of beautiful vegetables. Alright, now it's time to season. If you guys didn't know, the little handle in your pot and pans, that's where you put your spoon. What? Did you just learn something today? Yes, that's where you put your spoons at. Alright, we're going to season. Sea salt. And pepper. That's it. You don't need no garlic, no onion powder. You don't need any of that because we already have fresh garlic in the chimichurri and we have garlic in our quinoa. Okay? You don't need too much salt because we have salt in the chicken stock and in our chicken that we cooked. And we use the chicken stock to cook the quinoa. So I've just put some pepper, a little bit of sea salt, because I want the natural flavors of these vegetables to come out. All right, I'm gonna saute this down until it becomes one nice, beautiful, delicious medley. Then I'm gonna show you how to put this bowl together. The veggies are done. You see that? The onions are nice and translucent, meaning you can see through them. The kale is still a bright green, but it's soft. It's not like a dark brown. And then the zucchini is nice and soft, but not mushy. So our vegetable medley is done. Our chicken is done. Let's check on the star of the dish, which is the quinoa, so we can put this bowl together. Let me show you when you know your quinoa is done. So it's kind of like rice, like I said. You see, now those little pearls have like kind of opened up. Now all you do is you take your fork, and you're not going to stir it, you're going to fluff it. Just like rice. You're going to fluff it. And there you go. Beautiful quinoa. Let's put this bowl together. I'm hungry. Okay, so it's time to put this bowl together. I'm going to do it right here over the stove. So we have our beautiful quinoa. We have our nice warm chicken in the sauce, and then we have our vegetables. So what you're going to do is take a nice helping of that quinoa. Smells delicious. Okay, I'm going to use another spoon. I'm going to come in here and get this chicken with the sauce. Make sure you sop it all up. Ooh. So the sauce is going to make sure that it's not dry. All right. Look at that. Delicious. And then we're going to top it with our gorgeous vegetables. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If that's not delicious, I don't know what it is. Now, I got some sauce on the side. Look, I ain't gonna play with y'all. I ain't gonna play with y'all. That's good. Now look at that. Now, my husband would take all this and mix it all up. You can do that, to each his own. I like to keep all my layers separate so I can taste each thing separately. But you do want to get a nice, look at that. Look at that steam. You got the quinoa, you got the vegetables, you got the chicken, you got the chimichurri. Let me blow it. I'm not trying to burn my mouth. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It's that good you have to close your eyes. I'm telling you. It's so delicious. The quinoa is perfectly cooked. It has that flavor from the chicken stock. The chicken is tender. It has that great sauce. And then the vegetables are delicious and succulent. Look at this. Who says that eating healthy was boring? Okay? So, go ahead and make this meal. Let me know what y'all think about it. But thank you for tuning in and making this meal with Mika. I'm about to smash this. Holla.